All right, students, we're back to do part 2 of our Module 4 video. We're going to move on to page 4 in just a minute, but there's a few things I want you to notice about page 3. So let's notice where we started. If there was no specializing in trading, the U.S. can do 40 small jets or 30 large, and Brazil can do 30 small or 10 large. Now notice, the United States can do 40 small jets. Brazil can do 30 small jets. The United States has the absolute advantage in producing those small jets. But when we figured out comparative advantage, we came to the conclusion that Brazil should produce small jets. So why is that? If the United States can produce more, it must be that they don't have the comparative advantage in it, which is why Brazil is going to do it. So now we're going to change to go to page 4, and we're going to see how or why it is that when they specialize and trade with each other, they will both become better off. Because it still doesn't really, some people still don't believe it. Like, why would the U.S. even bother? So I'm going to zoom in here for a moment. All right. So it says that if the U.S. and Brazil specialize in trade, they'll both be better off. They'll both have more. And we took the information from our previous page with those numbers and put it into these PPFs, just a simple straight line PPF. And so without trade, the U.S. can do 30 large jets or 40 small jets, right? And this point right here means they're doing 30 large jets and 0 small jets. And this one says 40 small jets and 0 large. Or they can do any combination that's on the line between it. So we picked this one of 18 large and 16 small. And then Brazil over here, we picked 8 and 6 with their PPF of 10 and 30. So if we go down a little bit, we're going to write in, without trade, the U.S. can have 18 large jets and 16 small. And without trade, Brazil can have 8 large jets and 6 small ones. Wow, when we look at these numbers, it really confuses us. Why would the United States trade with Brazil? Because look, they get more of everything without Brazil. Keep learning, we'll get there. All right, so if they specialize in trade, the U.S. will produce 30 large jets and Brazil will produce 30 small jets. Because remember, on page 3 of the notes, we came to that conclusion that the U.S. has the comparative advantage in large jets, and they can make 30 large jets if they make 0 small ones. And Brazil has the comparative advantage in making small jets, and they can make 30 small jets if they make 0 large ones. So now they need to decide how many to keep and how many to trade. So let's go to page 5. So page 5, it says how much should they trade and at what price. And in here, we're not talking money as far as price goes. We're just talking price in terms of cost, like in small jets versus large jets conversation here. So how much? Any amount that gets them more than they can get without trading. The U.S. wants more than 18 large jets, and Brazil wants more than 8 large jets. And how do we know that? Because back on page 4, it said without trade, U.S. can have 18 large and Brazil can have 8 large without trade. So why would they trade if they can't end up getting more, right? So the U.S. will be happy if they get more than 18, and Brazil will be happy if they get more than 8. All right, so and then at what price? Well, between the two opportunity costs, that's where they find the price. When selling something, you want to make money, right? When you sell something. And when you buy something, you want to save money. And people aren't going to trade with each other if they can't come to those two agreements where it's a price where the sellers are making money and the buyers are saving money. So that means that I made a mistake. Because I wrote 1 large equals half a small, but it's not. That's incorrect. So we're going to scribble that out. And we're going to figure out what one large jet would actually mean in terms of small jets as far as a price that's between the two opportunity costs. So the price for large jets, or the opportunity cost for large jets for the US is what? Oh boy, now we're really going to have to go back in our notes. And on page 3, we learned that one large jet for the US equals 1 1/3. So US, one large equaled 1 1/3 small. And Brazil, and I'm just looking back at page 3 of our notes, Brazil for large jets, it was 3 small. Okay, so they just need to find a price that's between 1 1/3 and 3. Does that make sense? So because who's making the large jets? Again, who was that? Well, let's go back. And it said the US should produce the large jets. So if the US is producing them and then selling them, they're going to want to get a better price than 1 1/3 small jets. And Brazil, well, if they're going to buy them, they want a lower price. Otherwise, they just make them on their own. So let's turn our scribble here into the number 2. Okay, so they're going to pick the price, 1 large jet to 2 small jets. That's going to be their price. Well, what's going to be their price for small jets? Here, I'm going to actually write this in, price. And then, so 1 small jet, how many large jets should they sell them for? Now, Brazil, they're the ones making the small jets. Well, we have to go back to page 3 at our opportunity cost. So for the US, 1 large was, oh, my bad, we're not talking large ones. 1 small was 3/4, and Brazil, 1 small was 1/3. And so now they have to find a price that's between 3/4 and 1/3. Well, Brazil, they're making the small jets, so they want a higher price to sell them. And the US is buying them, so they want a lower price. Well, 1/2. How about that? That is between the two. Okay, so the prices are circled there. All right, so let's go on then to page 6. And we'll figure out, so with trade, what can they do? All right, so we've got our prices rewritten here for us on page 6. And they're written wrong, so we have to correct that. So the price with trade, 1 large is 2 small, and 1 small is 1/2 large. And we know that the US will produce 30 large jets. They're going to keep 20 of them, and they're going to sell 10 of them. And when they sell 10 large jets, they will get how many small jets from Brazil? Well, let's look at our prices. Here, I'm going to zoom out a little bit here. Let's look at our prices. So if the United States sells 10 large jets, well, 1 large jet is the cost of 2 small. So wouldn't 10 be 20? And Brazil, they can produce 30 small jets because that's what their possibility is. They're going to keep 10 and they're going to sell 20. And when they sell 20 small jets, they will get, how many large jets from Brazil? Well, let's go back to our price. It said 1 small equals 1/2 of a large. So if 1 small equaled 1/2 of a large, then wouldn't 20 small equal 10 large? See that math? And here is another mistake in our notes because it says Brazil will produce 30 small, keep 10, and sell 20. When they sell 20 small jets, they will get 10 large jets from, not Brazil. They are getting their large jets from the US. Okay. So now back to dun, 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 the PPFs. Zoom in for you. And so I started here with our original PPFs, right? This is what they can do without trade. Well, now that they're going to trade, they're going to specialize and trade. And here, let's label these axes. Remember, this is large, this is small, this is large, this is small. Okay. Now, without trade, they can only get any point either on the line or inside the line. Well, the U.S. now, that says that they're going to make 30 large jets. They're going to keep 20 of them. So the U.S. is going to end up with 20 large jets. And they're going to, here I'm just looking at the stuff above and I'm just kind of interpreting it and putting it into numbers. So it says here the U.S. will produce 30 large jets and keep 20. They'll sell 10 of them, and in return they'll get 20 small jets. So they'll get 20 large and 20 small. And then Brazil will produce 30 small, and they're going to keep 10. So that means Brazil is going to end up with 10 small jets, and in return they will get 10 large jets from the U.S. So there are our numbers. So the U.S., if they specialize in trade, if the U.S. and Brazil specialize in trade, the U.S. will end up with 20 large jets and 20 small jets. Where is that on this diagram, or on this PPF? Well, if this is 18, then right above it's going to be 20. And if this is 16, well, let's call 20 right there. And where is that dot? Boom! For the win! Look at that. They can now have stuff that is outside of their PPF. So we learned last module that they can get outside of their PPF with economic growth, and now we're learning they can get outside their PPF with trade. Look at that. And now let's do it over here on the Brazil side. They can have 10 large and 10 small. So let's call it, say 10 is right there. Oh my goodness. Boom, they're outside their PPF. They can both have more. Are they equal? No. Did one become more better off than the other? Perhaps. But they both have more. So remember, I started out saying, let's say this is the US and this is Brazil. It didn't make them equal, but it bumped them both up. And maybe one got bumped up a lot and one got bumped up a little, but they both became better off, at least a little. So that is the theory of comparative advantage. So you have some things to do. You have to write your summary. You have to, you don't have to, but I really recommend you watching that next video on comparative advantage and taking notes on that too. And then you're going to read the book and take notes on that. And you're going to do the practice problems. And there's a homework assignment that I'll be getting more information out for you guys. You're going to show up to the Google Meet session on Thursday, and we've got this. We can do all this. All right, everyone, take care.